Hi everyone, welcome to the channel for new battle report. We are on game number 3 of the French Interregion. We were facing the team that won the previous year, Aura 1212. They have basically, it's more or less the French, as a part of the French ETC team, so TRC, the French group of players. Yeah, most of them, I think all of them with ETC experience, having already been on podium. So strong player. Last year we basically won the round against them by a little margin, but then it was not enough, and they won thanks to the painting score that is quite big at the French Interregio. So they won last year the trophy, and this year basically the goal was to reclaim the trophy. I was paired in a Infernal Dwarf Internal Dwarf matchup that is not always so interesting, to be honest. I think it's one of the closest and maybe very boring kind of mirror, because we have a lot of rules that block themselves the mobility, or at least if you see the typical list that we have at the moment for the Infernal Dwarf book are full infantry, and basically those kind of lists you have like kind of death zone where it's kind of hard to breach. So yeah, I don't like a lot those kind of matchup, but that's how it was. You know already my list, my opponent's list, so basically he's playing something a bit different. He also has the full blunderbussing core, then also 2 units of Immortal, but the third unit is big and he has 3 strong characters within the unit. I spare you all the details, but basically that's a Death Star, and then you have 1 big unit of Toric Enforcer as the 5th or 6th scoring here. And he's basically playing no war machine, so that's the price to pay for that. You see those very expensive characters. In exchange for that, he hasn't any war machine on the table, but he has very good range damage magic and a very strong Death Star unit. Yeah, block Infernal Dwarfs. I think the main difference here, he's doing some range damage with his magic, while I do range damage with my shooting, but my magic will not be so effective in this matchup. My secondary was to kill his blunderbuss, both units, and he need to take 3 banner out of me, which was quite kind of hard. We placed Trophies of War, which is my least favorite in terms of what I like, in terms of the primary objective, because I think it's still too passive. It's something that doesn't give you the incentive to really play the game and engage. So it's a type of match that leads even more to drawish game when they are drawish. At least that's my experience. Probably better to play second. ID mirror often boring, and yeah, I felt the matchup should be drawish basically. What I also need to put into context here, and I didn't realize exactly previous the battle, because we didn't prepare a lot for those kind of game in terms of analysis of the list and so on. So I had a short period of time to get a look at them, and I didn't realize that the ability of this Death Star could potentially in this matchup push and try to engage, because he's also going to be bodyguard and he has good characters. So if he is big enough with the unit, that could be a problem for me. So I think that's a slight risk that I have in the matchup, but at the same time it's a quite slow Death Star. Deployment wise, yeah, I won the role, the first role, and since we played Assault at first light and I saw the map, I felt an opportunity to get board advantage. I will tell you about that. So his deployment zone is like that, and basically my idea is it's going to be hard for him to put a lot of units in this short part of the map where I can fit my entire battle line and basically push over that flank to form around the lake here kind of a stronger battle line, which makes hard for him to engage, hard for me as well, but I could get into those nice shooting range while he cannot really engage. So that was my idea, and I would use my blunderbuss to cover my backline. So that's what I realized. Therefore I picked Defender and I picked the bottom side. I gave him the top, he dropped everything, but to make me start the game, which I think is a good solution. So he took the timeout with Coco, who is a very strong player, and basically Coco gave him his advice. So he put the Death Star here, the 2 units of Immortal here the 2 blunderbuss, and on the far right the Toric Enforcer. I went as I planned. Lot on the left, Vanguard, Defender Vanguard with the Lugar here, blunderbuss in 1 turn, they will be out of the lake, so it's 1 turn of DT, then you have Immortal, the 2 Nafta here, the rocket in the middle, and this rocket I could get a 36 with his Death Star, because my prime target in the first couple of turns will be to reduce enough his Death Star to just make sure that he cannot engage, or that it will be too risky for him to engage basically. My turn 1, yeah, I push forward, just what I mentioned before. I will place the blunderbuss in a way that I'm zoning after the wall, so basically he can reach the wall, he will have hard cover, so I don't want to push that much, but I'm just going to close that zone of the map basically, and the rest I'm just pushing. Magic Phase, get a cage on the Immortal, do nothing. Rocket Battery, I kill one Immortal. He's turn 1, he push a bit towards me. The cage does nothing to the Immortal. When he moves, Devouring Dark, kill one of the Immortal. Something I forgot to mention, he didn't pick any of the Blast, Quicksilver Lash, and the other one. And I was really surprised by that. I think it's a mistake, Molten Copper, Quicksilver Lash. He took 2 times Devouring Dark, which is nice, but I think considering the type of game that we are going to have, I would have definitely picked at least the strong Alchemy Blast here in that game, because it does a lot of damage. Despite the resistance to fire, I'm still metal armor, so I'm going to be wounded on 4+, and I think to get at least 3 blast range damage would have been really nice in that matchup. So I think that's a mistake he did here, but I just have Devouring Dark to dispel. He killed one of the Immortal, get +2 armor save on his big unit. That's going to be his main focus. My turn 2, yeah, I push slightly, forming the battle line I was talking to you about, so basically following the game plan. I'm going to cage, make a misfire, kill 4 of my Immortal, which is bad news, but the cage will do nothing, and the fireball do nothing to the Immortal as well. Rocket Battery, I kill 1 and 1, so yeah, it's not going that fast as you can see. His turn 2, pushing a bit towards me. Something I was surprised about is the ability of this Death Star to really zone my entire battle line. I cannot really have anything to really push. So he moves a bit forward, didn't move. I think the unit under cage was this one, he didn't move it. In the Magic Phase, I dispel Devouring Dark, he gets another one on the Blunderbuss, and he gets the +2 armor save. My turn 3, I move around, as you can see, forming here, yeah, battle line again, looking at this Death Star. He's starting to maneuver this way, and these guys are going to go south here. Magic Phase, I get a cage in the Immortal, do nothing. Fireball, do nothing. Naphtha, I start to do wounds on Immortal, because then I can shoot with Rocket Battery and make them -1 to move, which leaves him with a charge on a 6 and plenty of counter charge for me, so that's way too risky. But basically I'm able to kill this time 4 Immortal with Rocket Battery and 2 with the Naphtha, so I'm starting to do some wounds, some work on this unit. His turn 3, shuffles around, push south, so he prepares some more action, especially with both units of Blunderbuss here. In the Magic Phase, he managed to get 3 Blunderbuss with the Devouring Dark, and this time he failed the +2 armor save. So that was nice for me, because it's a turn where I'm going to put in range the 2 Naphtha Thrower and try to get Hereditary, Flaming Sword, Cage, those kind of stuff, and then strike everything at his unit. So that's the idea. I get the 2 Naphtha, I will shoot at the rocket to leave him only on charge on a 6th, and the rest, yeah, I'm just in place, I would say. Magic Phase, I get Hereditary and Flaming Sword, he dispel the cage, so it's the same trick. I'm going to shoot the one that wounds on 3 up but has to reroll second, and shoot the other one first. But like always, when I get this type of nice combo, I roll a 1-on-1 of the Naphtha, so I'm only getting 1 that wounds, does a couple of wounds, but nothing too crazy. Rocket Battery did a bit more, so I killed total like 6-7, so that was not bad, but I would have expected a bit more since he didn't have the 1-up armor save. His turn 4, get the Blunderbuss closer to me, the Death Star stays a bit in the middle, and he starts to push here. So basically his idea would be, if I charge here, he can flee and be the first to shoot, stand and shoot, and those kind of stuff. Interesting, but at the same time I cannot shoot his Blunderbuss because they are protected by the Troic Enforcer in terms of cover. So interesting, and he starts to push the Blunderbuss in the Magic Phase. He's going to get +2 armor save on his Death Star. Yeah, do some wounds on the Blunderbuss again with his Devouring Dark. And my 5, and yeah, something I have to admit, I was a bit too relaxed at the French Interregio. I was very relaxed, no pressure at all, which is nice. But sometimes it's not the best because I wasn't too focused in this game. And I lost track of the primary. I don't know why, but for some reason, I forgot it was about Trophies of War. And when I realize it, I will tell you when it's too late in the game and I'm going to make some mistake. First mistake here is definitely pushing those units that are not so able to take a charge, pushing them too close, which allows him with his Death Star to zone and at the same time be later in range with those guys. I think they should have stayed a bit more in the back, just as cover and can be activated at some point, but no need to push them that much since I wasn't going to win any flank at all. Anyway, my turn 5, so right now I'm still not realizing that it could be a problem, and advance take a bit those units, stay out of charge range, but you will see we'll be able to activate quickly. And those guys have been hurt by the blunderbuss. So that's also the unit where I did some mistake, some miscast. I think I should have turned them around sooner and move out of the way, to be honest. Here I turn around to shoot, have the BSB. Basically, if you charge one, you get the other one. So I'm not too afraid of that. This one is bodyguard, so yeah, that's a good trick. It doesn't see me here, so that's an impossible charge. That's fine for me. In the magic phase, it's going to bind my cage. I'm going to get Flaming Sword somewhere, and also Dragon Roar. And yeah, basically my focus was here down, so I get Dragon Roar, like kill one, some with the Nafta, and I do more wounds with the blunderbuss, so I cripple them down to 3 models, which is nice. He passes his panic check. He's turn 5, and now he activates, and I realize, okay, I need to give away something as chaff. But at this point of time, remember, I don't realize it's going to be an issue because we play Trophies of War, and I give away a chaff unit, which is a scoring unit, which is, or it doesn't matter actually in the current version, even if you give away any kind of chaff, this gives a point away to a scoring unit, which is going to be the case here. So we are very close, and I have no charge that can really punish him. The first idea I had, which was the best idea considering the primary objective, would have been to move those guys who are bodyguard to chaff those 2 units here, and basically I just need him to avoid to kill my mage, which can happen, but I can choose with which model is in base contact and try to save the unit. So I think that was doable. That would have been the best solution to that problem. And then those guys just move them back, move the blunderbuss in front here to shoot chaff, if possible, just out of the tree to make him stand and shoot again. And I think there is no way he can really get that unit, or it's low likelihood to be honest, and make that charge a bit longer in order for him to get only 1. So I just need to chaff something like that. Was possible, definitely. Turn around those guys, move out of the way. So I think that was the right solution, which I started with, but then I considered, okay, that's a bit risky. He might kill my mage with his character that are quite killy. Some of them without flaming attacks. So I felt, okay, it's too risky. Let me just give away the chaff, which I didn't consider that was going to be the primary at the time. So I chaff with the Luger in front of his Immortal. Only these 2 units can charge me. I'm in range of BSB, but still that's not that great. I felt I can shoot here. Here I try to turn around, but I don't have many models left. As you can see, my magic phase, I'm still not realizing at this point of time that it's Trophies of War. I cast the cage on this unit here because I was a bit afraid of this charge here, but to be honest, I don't have to be afraid of it. And I get the cage on those guys, and that's exactly the point of time when I roll the cage that I realize, oh no, Trophies of War. I would have definitely instead at least the cage on those guys to minimize the resistance. So I'm like, oh, so stupid, so stupid. So I get the cage off, then he dispels some other stuff, so I get nothing else to help the Lugars, unfortunately. Blunderbuss kills some Immortals, Nafta kills some Immortals in the middle unit, but only 2. Rocket Battery kill another 1, so I try to deny him a bit, but he can charge me on the last turn. He's going to double charge me here. The rest, nothing charge me. Basically, he's going to get a nice +1 to hit on his main unit, or his 3 dice on 16. I dispel something else, but I wanted really to stop that one because I want to stop his damage output. I know that I'm not going to do anything, but at least I want to stop his damage output. What I was thinking at the time is, okay, in range of BSB, stubborn first round, there is still a chance I can hold. And he's going to roll not that great, actually. First, maybe the blunderbuss here is going to kill me with Devouring Dark exactly to the man, and then with the War Machine kill the Nafta, so that was nice for him. And here on top is going to roll not that great, and I'm going to have a 6 rollable, which I'm going to stick. So yeah, I was saved by luck here. Definitely made a huge mistake. I just completely switch off, which can happen to anybody, but was a bit frustrating. I was like, yeah, why did I do this kind of mistake? It was a bit stupid. I got also, I think, due to the way the game was going, I think I will also fall a bit asleep due to the game. So I think overall, not a great performance for me. I think considering that, and it's going to end the 10-10 obviously, but considering that, I think what I could have done, because I cannot win this game, I think it's going to be a 10-10 no matter what, I could have tried to deploy far away maybe and just tell him, you're so far away, you're never going to reach me. maybe even choose the attacker. I don't know if I can allow myself to choose the attacker or not. That could have been an idea. But if I choose defender, yeah, I don't know, because if I deploy all that far away, he's taking rounds and rounds to push towards me and maybe never reaches me. That could have been an option, to tell him you're never going to reach me. And I could have tried to calculate that, but I think his Death Star, if I shoot every turn with the rocket battery, he can only march 6. Maybe he never reaches my backline. I don't know. I could have also checked that, but try just to stay back and not push. I think with the push I didn't achieve anything other than putting his unit in the game, and I think if I make him push towards the lake and stuff, I don't think he can reach me. And I think it's a type of game that most likely is just a 10-10 on paper, and I should have played to make it a 10-10 and not take any risk, because I think I have no real opportunity other than mistake from my opponent, but I'm not the one having the Death Star. So I think here the risk is to come close to him and give him an opportunity to engage with the Death Star, where if I stay back, I just give him no choice to have a possibility to engage, and I just accept that it's going to be a 10-10 and there is no really way I can win it. I think his Death Star gave him an advantage to try to go for the engagement where I don't have any of those advantage, and the likelihood that I'm killing a whole unit with range damage is pretty low due to the matchup. So I think I tried something but wasn't really worth it, let's be honest. And then I forgot about the primary, which is even worse. Anyway, that's about it. So 10-10. Yeah, I think overall it's right to make his attack difficult. That's why I like the idea of the defender, putting him far away, not getting the good position in ASO at first light. So why not? I think it takes some cautious measurement to see if he can reach me in 6 turns or not. And if I can make sure that he doesn't, maybe the right idea is just to stay back. Because the only unit I could be afraid of on the charge would be his Death Star, but maybe he cannot reach me at all. I think doing the turn of the Impassable and then get -2 on the march each turn, maybe that's already too much, and he will never reach me, and that's the end, maybe. So I could have made some calculation just to force a 10-10 on paper and not having to play the game at all. But which is frustrating, but I think that's what to expect from this matchup. There is nothing to win really from it, to be honest, for me, considering the two lists. Yeah, for him, I think we can regret not picking the missiles. Could have taken more point with that. I didn't realize his Death Star was that good and could block my strong flank. He put so many options in the unit. I didn't really realize that would be so annoying, and that actually it could really block an entire zone, an entire flank alone. And yeah, that's about it. So I was saved by luck. I cannot complain about this one. Was definitely lucky for me. We got 3 10-10, we got 8-9, and then we got Andy, who delivered on a good matchup, got 20-0, and that was enough for us to win the round 67-43, which is a +14 in our favor in comparison to our opponent. So that was nice, a nice buffer for the remaining 2 rounds to try to go for the crown or for the ball. Guys, thanks a lot for watching the game. Was not so interesting, but the next one will be much better. Take care, goodbye.